Just about a month ago, I released a video of my top 15 favorite ski resorts I've been to. So far, I've been to 21 ski resorts across 3 countries, but just like any other skier, there are many more that are on your list. Today we are ranking my top 10 bucket list ski resorts, with us looking in the best ski resorts in Colorado, Oregon, and heading internationally to some of the best resorts around the world. I know there are multiple resorts, especially outside of North America, that won't make this list simply because I'm not familiar with them. If I leave any off that you think should be on the list that I am not aware of, be sure to leave them in the comments below and maybe I'll add them to a future ski trip. Here are a few of the honorable mentions of resorts just outside my top 10. Neighboring Breckenridge, Keystone is another excellent looking Colorado ski resort. With lots of tree skiing and bowls up high, you would think Keystone would be a mountain strong enough to make it into the top 10. However, while the bowls at Keystone look excellent, most are accessible only via long hikes. I imagine the hikes are incredibly rewarding when done on the right days, but without lift access, Keystone stays outside my top 10 for me. Park City is the U.S.'s largest ski resort, spanning a massive 7,300 acres. Between the 2 resorts joined into one, this is a must-stop for any Utah ski trip. The reason why it does not make the list is while it has the size, Park City is mostly tree skiing and very little bowl skiing. Nevertheless, on my next trip out to Utah, I'll have to check out the largest ski resort in the United States. Crested Butte is an extreme skier's paradise. Filled with tons of steep chutes and tough bowls while being isolated from most resorts, Crested Butte would really appeal to a lot of skiers. While I do love doing tough terrain, I am not someone who can and will go down the steepest chutes that push my comfort zone to the extreme. Nevertheless, Crested Butte looks like a fantastic mountain, just barely making it outside my top 10. For anyone on a venture off the beaten path and drive a little bit further out to Steamboat, they will be rewarded with amazing champagne powder quality snow. With tons of tree skiing, Steamboat is another excellent skiing destination. With some bowls on the backside, this resort is one that comes close to making it onto the list, but when looking at mountains from around the world, it's just too competitive to make the top 10. Starting off the list at number 10 is the ski resort with the largest vertical presence in North America, Revelstoke. A relatively new resort only opening in 2007, Revelstoke is a resort in the Canadian Rockies filled with excellent glades and large bowls up high. While on the trail map this resort looks like it's a good size but nothing huge, it is deceiving with the resort boasting 3,120 acres of inbound terrain, comparable to other resorts like Breckenridge. Revelstoke has plans to expand in the coming years to the largest ski resort in North America, dethroning Whistler Blackcomb when expanding to 10,000 acres. While we don't know if this will actually happen, one record Revelstoke currently has is the largest vertical in North America. With most mountains having around 3,000 feet of vertical or less, Revelstoke has an impressive 5,620 feet of vertical. With vertical like that, you can expect long rides and less time spent on chairs. Being located in the Canadian Rockies, Revelstoke has incredible dry snow quality, making for incredible legendary powder days in the right conditions. With a high tree line, there is no shortage of tree skiing that can be found at Revelstoke, and combined with a light and airy snow, tree skiing looks to be unmatched for resorts outside of Japan. Revelstoke is home to some incredible bowls as well, with high alpine access at the top of the mountain just waiting for you to drop in. Facing both the north and south sides, these bowls can go on for miles. This resort almost didn't make it into the top 10, but after looking further into the resort and what it has to offer, I had to bump Revelstoke into the number 10 slot. Revelstoke will have to be on a future Canadian Rockies trip at some point in the future seasons. Coming in at number 9 is one of the most unique mountains in North America, and that is Mount Bachelor. Located in central Oregon, Mount Bachelor is a mountain providing 360 degrees of skiing. Situated on one of the Cascades of many volcanoes, Mount Bachelor gives incredible tree skiing and insane bowl skiing in literally any direction you can look. Providing a respectable 4,323 acres of volcanic skiing, Mount Bachelor is able to give you runs of all kinds for every skier to enjoy. Now, we need to acknowledge the elephant in the room and in reality why Mount Bachelor only comes in at number 9 on the list. Bachelor suffers from extensive lift closures, especially from its summit lift. Due to the large exposure, Bachelor's lifts are very susceptible to the winds. However, providing access to arguably some of the best terrain you'll find via lift access, you have to hope that you're lucky enough to come on a day when this amazing lift and terrain is open. This is why I would have to suggest for anyone coming to Bachelor for a ski vacation to make sure you are spending multiple days at the resort to give yourself the best chance of accessing the incredible high alpine terrain. Lift closures or not, due to the high winds, Mount Bachelor is the premier skiing location in Oregon. Located next to one of my favorite ski resorts, Breckenridge, Copper Mountain is another excellent looking Colorado ski resort. Like many of the Colorado resorts, Copper Mountain offers a wide range of terrain, with excellent grooming, plentiful tree skiing, and massive bowls up high. This is one of the Colorado resorts I've heard many skiers and snowboarders praise about how excellent the terrain is here. The front side is filled with loads of excellent steep groomed runs, enough to get anyone warmed up for a more challenging terrain further up the mountain. The large and plentiful bowls is what really draws me to this resort. Spanning a large chunk of the front side and two separate areas of the backside, Copper's bowls are extensive and challenging, but not too challenging to the point where it's deterring for the average advanced skier. Until recently, one of the most sought after terrains was only accessible via the included Snowcat ride. In 2020, the resort added a much needed access chair to Tucker Mountain, giving access to tons of excellent bowls and tree skiing. The US downhill ski team is based at Copper, which gives tons of excellent groomed steep runs that you too can practice on. There is even a bank turn course that you can ski down as well. This is one of the many Colorado ski resorts I need to hit up, but Copper Mountain is one of the most anticipated resorts for me to get to. Number 7 takes us up to Canada for the unique experience of skiing inside a national park for Ski Big 3. Located in the amazing Banff National Park, Ski Big 3, as the name implies, is 3 ski resorts within the national park. All varying in size and terrain, the 3 resorts, Lake Louise, Mount Noroquay, and Sunshine Village, all offer varying terrain, but still provide that unique dry and amazing powder across the Canadian Rockies. Starting off with my most anticipated resort at Ski Big 3, Sunshine Village. This amazing looking mountain is filled with glades, wide open bowls, and tough but rewarding chutes to fulfill the appetite of any skier. Spanning 3 different mountains at this resort alone, Sunshine Village would keep you busy for multiple days. Sunshine Village would be good enough on its own for me to want to make a trip up to Banff, but there's 2 more ski resorts right next door. The smallest of the 3 resorts, Mount Noroquay, packs a punch on its own. Only 190 acres in size, filled with steep groomed runs and incredible views. While small, Noroquay is not a resort you want to miss on your visit to Ski Big 3, even if it's only a half day of skiing. The final resort at Ski Big 3 is also the largest, Lake Louise. Another large resort with a wide mix of terrain with excellent glades and wide open bowls. The entire backside is a bowl skier's paradise with wide open terrain as far as the eye can see. The backside of Lake Louise actually makes up the majority of the resort, with it taking 60% of the resort's acreage. This area does truly feel like you are skiing in the backcountry terrain with the amazing views of the surrounding mountains. This resort, along with the other 2 amazing resorts being situated in one of my top bucket list national parks, is why it ranks in the top 10 for a must-visit resort for me. France is home to one of the most famous ski resorts in the world, and the next resort on our list is Chamonix. Not as massive as some of the other Alps resorts, Chamonix, however, is still huge compared to North American mountains. Located right next to the tallest mountain in the Alps, Mont Blanc, Chamonix is filled with tons of fantastic snow thanks to the high elevation. For more advanced skiing, Chamonix is known for some of the most extreme off-piste runs in the world. In particular, off the cable car Aiguille de Midi that takes you to an observation deck just below Mont Blanc. Somehow people ski down the face of this mountain. No matter how good I get, there is no way I would ever be insane enough to traverse where multiple people die a year, no matter how good the powder stash is. There is no reason to risk your life just to get some amazing tracks. Well, those turns do look pretty incredible. No, I have a wife and a kid. No tracks are worth possibly meeting the Grim Reaper, no matter how incredible these fresh and amazing turns look. In all seriousness, people do die every year trying to reach turns like this at Chamonix. I would, however, love to take a guided trek on the backside of the massive glacier and ski one of the most famous off-piste runs in the world, La Vallée Blanche. This colossal 14-mile and 9,100 vertical feet run is an all-day experience, taking 4 to 6 hours to get down. While not as dangerous as the front of the mountain, you still need to be extremely cautious thanks to the massive crevasses that are on the glacier. So hire a guide, go with a group, and have the proper safety equipment so you can enjoy one of the best ski runs in the world. While these absolutely insane runs are how I came to know Chamonix, the other green, red, and black runs are what lures me to this resort. Having runs go right up the steep valley and skiing down just seems like a surreal experience. Combined with the amazing looking town with excellent shopping and dining options, the town of Chamonix is a worthwhile location to visit on its own. While not at the top of my list for European resorts, Chamonix is a must-ski destination for myself that I hope to get to in the coming years, especially to ski down La Vallée Blanche. Starting our top 5 is another incredibly famous ski resort, Aspen. Aspen, like Ski Big 3, is multiple ski resorts in the same general area. Comprising of 4 different ski resorts, Aspen, Aspen Snowmass, Buttermilk, and the resort that makes Aspen rank high on my list is Aspen Highlands. Varying in size with 2 large resorts and 2 small resorts, some pack more punch than others. The resort I'm least excited to visit is Buttermilk. Home of the X Games, Buttermilk is known for its terrain park along with other green cruisers and blue runs. I would imagine this would be an excellent learning mountain for any beginner skier, with 35% of its terrain being beginner runs, with intermediate runs not far behind. Aspen Snowmass is arguably the most famous of the resorts at Aspen, as it's the largest with 3,342 acres. Snowmass is an incredibly varied mountain with tons of blue terrain along with lots of advanced and expert terrain. I love any resort that has quirks making it stand out from other mountains, and Snowmass has two unique quirks themselves. You can get free donuts at the lodges, and for anyone packing a lunch, there are benches with incredible views to enjoy your picnic. While other resorts will excel more in this category, Snowmass is no slouch when it comes to the amazing looking bowl skiing at the summit. Snowmass is also home to one of the very few intermediate runs that requires hiking to reach. However, I've seen on multiple accounts that this is a must-do for any trip to Snowmass. Loaded with tons of tree skiing and wide open off-piste runs, Longshot is arguably the best intermediate run in the world. The original mountain, Aspen Mountain, is much smaller than its neighbor Snowmass, but packs a big punch. Only 675 acres in size, Aspen fits so much into its small footprint. While small, Aspen is going to be expanding by 153 acres near its summit for the 23-24 ski season. Aspen is more known for its advanced and expert terrain, but there are some fun-looking intermediate runs to warm up in between the steeper valleys. However, when the pitch increases is when Aspen Mountain shines. While lacking the high elevation bowl skiing I love, Aspen Mountain's advanced and expert runs filled with tons of amazing looking glades is why this is my second most anticipated mountain in Aspen. The true star of the show, in my opinion, however, is Aspen Highlands for one simple reason: the Highlands Bowl. One of my most anticipated runs in the world, the Highlands Bowl looks to be one of the most incredible runs of all time for bowl skier lovers like me. Requiring a hike past the included cat ride up the ridge, you have to really earn your turns as you climb to the summit of 12,392 feet in elevation. Taking 20 to 45 minutes depending on how far up the ridge line you hike, this bowl in the right conditions very well might be the best run of your life. If you have any strength and can handle the altitude, you can lap the Highlands Bowl all day long without hitting any other areas of the mountain, and you'd have a fantastic day. However, there's more to Aspen Highlands than just the Highlands Bowl. Filled with lots of advanced and expert runs, there's plenty to keep you busy in case you're not up for the long hike up to the Highlands Bowl. Aspen Highlands is one of my many reasons why this trip to Aspen is very high on my skiing bucket list, where hopefully in the not too distant future I'm able to experience this amazing resort. Japan is on the list for many tourists to visit this amazing country. For skiers, there's even more reason to make the trek to Japan, and that's for the best powder on the planet. For some, the best powder on the planet is found at Niseko. Averaging an insane 50 feet of snow a year, or around 600 inches, Niseko gets tons of that most incredible champagne-like powder that skiers dream of. The perfect situation where frigid air from Siberia picks up moisture from the Sea of Japan and then slams right into the mountain, bringing insane dumps around the clock, giving the driest powder you can find. Situated on an active volcano, Niseko has around 2,100 acres of terrain to dig your skis into the lightest powder on Earth. While not a huge resort compared to others on this list, Niseko uses its terrain to its advantage with tons of tree skiing and bowls up high, finding endless powder stashes between the perfectly spaced trees. I dream of the day when I can end an incredible powder day soaking in the natural hot springs and eating some of the best Japanese cuisine I've ever had. While Niseko is not the most flashy of resorts, it makes up with it for the most incredible powder you can dream of and why everyone needs to put it on their skiing bucket list. Coming in at number 3 is another Colorado ski resort, Telluride. While tougher to reach compared to most Colorado ski resorts, Telluride seems to check all the marks when it comes to a ski resort offering some of the best terrain in the country. Having its roots begin in the close-by mountain town that you can ski directly down into, this resort is nestled in the Rocky Mountains and some of the most incredible looking mountains surrounding a resort I've ever seen. Set high on elevation, Telluride gets excellent snow conditions thanks to its high base area of 8,700 feet in the town and 9,500 feet at the main village. Telluride is filled with terrain for all ability levels with a large portion of beginner runs and intermediate runs on the front side, allowing for long, relaxing laps. Telluride is no stranger to tough terrain with tons of advanced and expert and even extreme terrain. You can find challenging runs almost anywhere on the mountain, perfect for any skier who thrives in tough terrain. What makes Telluride look very special is its above the tree line terrain. Filled with tons of bowls and chutes, these runs make Telluride look like an all-time favorite resort. Several bowls are accessible via the well-placed lifts, but some of the most extreme terrain requires a hike to get up to. Telluride has some really insane hike-to terrain with stairs built right into the ridge, named Gold Hill Stairs. As expected, you will come across some of the most insane and extreme terrain inbounds from this location. Reaching the upper limits of my own ability, in the right conditions, I would love to make a trip down these chutes into the excellent terrain below. For those who might find the Gold Hill chutes a little too much, there is tons of other incredible hike-to terrain. For anyone who's willing to take the hike up, you are rewarded with incredible views as well as some of the best looking bull runs in the world. This terrain alone makes Telluride my most anticipated resort in North America. Now, Teen actually made my list of top 15 favorite ski resorts, so what's it doing on this list? While my trip to the French Alps was fantastic, we were dealt a bad hand when it came to the weather when it was snowing so heavy one of the days we could barely leave our hotel room, to only getting a half day in some of the worst whiteout conditions I've ever experienced. As a result, we never made it over to Val d'Isere. From what I did experience, these mountains have the potential to be some of the best mountains I will ever ski. Filled with tons of steep, wide open runs, the Alps have something special with wide open terrain that makes a bull skier like myself weak in the knees. The atmosphere of the villages in the Alps just cannot be matched. Where you need to pay top dollar for ski and ski out accommodations in North America, the way these villages are situated, almost all lodging is located right next to the lifts. We paid $131 per night when you can literally see the slopes directly outside our window of our Airbnb. Granted, the unit was small, but we didn't care, as it was such an incredible location. Combined with the incredible food and other amazing accommodations, the Alps is such an amazing experience. However, the star of the show is still the slopes, where some of the most state-of-the-art lifts make the skiing experience some of the best in the world. With both Teen and Val d'Isere having funiculars to take loads of skier to the best terrain on the mountains, this is an experience like no other. Teen also has one of the most unique experiences from any ski resort with Bungee Ride. A ski jump where you're harnessed in with bungee cords as you perform acrobatic flips without the worry of sticking in the landing. While Teen has incredible off-piste terrain, Val d'Isere thrives in it. Giving some of the most incredible backcountry feeling ski runs inbounds, you will be able to find powder stashes all day long following a storm. Giving a combined 186 miles of runs between the two resorts, you will not struggle to find terrain you have been dreaming about. With the whole package of incredible skiing along with the resort charm, I would not be surprised when I do revisit this amazing resort in the French Alps to climb way higher in my overall rankings to one of the best. Coming in at my number one most anticipated resort is Zermatt in Switzerland. Literally located directly below the Matterhorn, Zermatt is a premier destination. With an incredibly unique town to give the true Alps skiing destination feeling, the town of Zermatt adds to the overall experience. You will not find vehicles zipping around the streets of Zermatt, as petrol vehicles were banned all the way back in 1966, so only electric vehicles will be found around the town. As a result, Zermatt is very pedestrian friendly and easy to get around the amazing looking town. Zermatt is massive, like many ski resorts in the Alps. Spanning 223 miles and 54 lifts, Zermatt spans such a massive footprint around one of the most famous mountains in the world. What really blows me away about Zermatt is how close the Matterhorn really is to the ski runs. When first hearing about Zermatt, I expected that you could just see the Matterhorn off in the distance. There are literally runs directly next to the face of the Matterhorn. Zermatt may have the best views in the world while on a pair of skis. The resort may be known for the incredible views of the Matterhorn, but runs elsewhere in the resort are top-notch as well. While skiing in my local mountain Heavenly, I've always found it really cool that I'm able to ski between the states of Nevada and California. At Zermatt, you can take this up a notch by skiing between Switzerland and Italy. One lift reaches incredible altitudes, with it reaching 12,791 feet at its highest point. As a result, Zermatt is filled with incredible snow at all levels, with its base reaching 5,300 feet in elevation. Zermatt top to bottom has one of the largest verticals of any ski resort in the world at 7,800 feet. Vertical elevation is not the only incredible stat Zermatt holds, as it also has the longest ski run in the world. I always thought the 7-mile peak to creek run at Whistler Blackcomb was an insanely long run. However, Zermatt smashes that record with a run top to bottom lasting an insane 15.5 miles long. With a resort this massive, there is a wide range of terrain for all skill levels, ranging from tons of beginner terrain all the way up to lots of advanced terrain, along with little miles of intermediate cruiser runs scattered all throughout the mountain. Compared to Whistler Blackcomb, once again, they have the best run I have ever experienced with the Blackcomb Glacier. Zermatt is also known for its massive glacier, which is the largest inbound skiable glacier in the world. If skiing on a glacier similar to Whistler Blackcomb's is anywhere as good, then I can only imagine how much this area alone elevates Zermatt as a premier skiing destination. Along with the pristine ski slopes with incredible views and outstanding town of Zermatt, it is no wonder why I have Zermatt at the top of my most anticipated resorts in the world. I honestly think that either Zermatt or Teen Val d'Isere has a great chance of dethroning Big Sky as my number one ski resort. That is a wrap on my top 10 most anticipated ski resorts from around the world. I know there's some hidden gems out there that I'm not aware of that would be missing from this list, especially from resorts outside the United States. Let me know in the comments below for any that are missing off this list that I should really look into. While I am not adding any new resorts this winter, next season as Sam gets right at the age where I can start getting him on skis, hopefully I can start to chip away at this list getting to some of these premier destinations. Until then, let's enjoy the rest of the ski season, which has already had such an incredible start out here in Tahoe. See you on the slopes.